And with that also said, I think I need to be saved by video, and let's just do a looking back.
Looking back.
So this particular segment is talking about Pope John the 12th, who was the most messed up pope in history. What? A messed up pope? Yes. Even more muster upper than the ones that you've known before. This one was, he was a piece of work, y'all. Um, so Pope Pope the 12th, or he was born actually Octavian, and he was also a prince of Rome. He inherited that title from his father. Became a pope at 17 years of age, from in 1960. Did you know that? I'm sorry, 1960, but 960. 960. 960 was the year that he actually became pope, and he was 17 years old. Some of the reasons why he can be considered a messed up pope. Well, let me tell you. Well, one of the things that he did is that he elected a 10-year-old to be bishop. Yes, he did. He also had multiple sexual partners, including, it's allegedly, he had a sexual relationship with his niece. Yes, 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 yes. And also, he did have an idea of separation of religion and government, people. And let me tell you why. Because he thought that if he was doing affairs as the Prince of Rome, he would do that under his name, Octavian, when he was handling, secular measures. But when he was handling the measures of the church, or the handling the measures of God, he would go by Pippity Pop Pope and I don't care, the 12th. Yes. And he did some other backhanded, really messed up things too. But I'm going to go ahead and just allow the crew to pull me back into the panel so we can discuss the frat boy of Rome. Uh, Emma, I think I stole your thunder with that, because I think you said that you were really happy when you read that.
That was my new favorite term is American. Oh my god, it's because I'm thinking frat boy, ancient Roman frat boy. Yeah, that's one of my
Yes.
favorite phrases that I have now read. Um, yeah, I thought it was nice that modern evangelists and televangelists have kept up this tradition of using a position of high spiritual power for personal and financial gain. I'm glad that
Of
we're
course.
still doing that today.
Yes, yes.
And a ruler surrounding himself with incompetent people and yes men, and then revealing that he didn't actually know what he was doing. I thought, I'm sure I've watched a Donald Trump documentary that sounds just like this. I did kind of think. I mean, I think Kelley's going to mention this a bit more, but I did kind of think when I was reading it, it reminded me that so much of our history of monarchs and stuff like that is, especially things like paintings and stuff, are visual portraits of so many rulers are written by their enemies and designed to spread, like a bad image.
Mhm.
So I was a little bit wary of that angle. And I also thought, I kind of think some of the stuff, it starts off talking about he didn't know who his mother was. And I
Mhm.
thought, probably controversial at the time, but I don't think we should consider that an issue in hindsight.
Right.
And then the idea that, he slept with a lot of women, the niece thing, very off. Again, probably okay at the time, but that's a strange one. But also, like, I can't help but think it might be better if the Pope was like not big into purity culture. Like, so that I kind of feel like there's a lot of stuff in the list that is just like he likes to sleep around and stuff. And I think I kind of don't really. I think those are, if anything, I think those are better ways for a pope to be. It's more like how he stabbed everyone in the back and was too young and stupid to make any sensible decisions or alliances or maintain those. That I think
Yeah,
is more,
yeah.
important and interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. Well, but then again, he was 17 years old and he was not educated to take over the papacy. That was just something that just kind of like happened by fluke at the behest of his dad, right? He said, you need a job. Pope. Yes, let's make you pope.
You really suit
Jim,
the hat. So
right. Make sure you kiss the ring too. Jim, what did you think when you read this?
Well, I think the only thing that he's got kind of going for him is that at the time that he was alive and womanizing and having sex with anything that moved, none of that was forbidden to Catholic priests at the time. I think it was 100 or 200 years later that actually came into being. So that wasn't quite the huge scandal then that it would be now. But I think that if you wanted to present evidence that reincarnation is a thing, I think from Pope John to Trump, you probably got some cases to be made there. He backstabbed. He out and out lied. He didn't have a really good reputation at all. And he parallels a lot of Trump is still a frat boy, and he parallels a lot of that, which just was flabbergasting to me. It's like, geez. And the funny thing though is that he actually got kicked out as pope, and the Romans, the people in Rome, I don't mean Romans, but people who lived in Rome,
Mhm.
uh, rebelled against that because one, an outsider, a non-Roman, uh,
Yes.
appointed the person, and the person was from outside of Rome as well. And they were
Right.
like, "He's better than a non-Roman," and I'm like, "I've heard this before." Um, the whole Trump
Gee,
cult,
I
right?
wonder where I got that from.
um, yeah, history repeats itself. Reincarnation, all those things you can say. But yeah, there are a lot of interesting parallels between him and um, a lot of the Republicans. So
Mm.
yeah, it is interesting, and I was not shocked at all. I'm a recovering Catholic, and I was not shocked at all by that. I was surprised that he was considered the worst, but opinions vary.
No, just the ancient frat boy. That's all. But Kelly, you had
Yeah,
some
exactly.
interesting things that you thought of when you read this. Won't you share with the group?
Yeah, as Emma mentioned, that his history was mostly written by his enemies, so we do kind of have a warped view of his life. However, even other contemporary writings about him don't paint him in that great of a light. But what
Mm.
it seems like the real problem was his dual role as the Prince of Rome and as the Pope, because he would do things that would benefit Rome instead of the Church, and that caused a lot of the problems with the Holy Roman Emperor. Is that
Mm-hmm.
he was more worried about politics than the religion, and so he made enemies a, a lot of the time just because of that. I don't think it's a surprised that there was bad popes. We know of some Cesare Borgia, for example. I think most
Oh
people know
yeah.
who he was.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I actually went and looked at some of the papal history, and John was the last of 12 popes that were all considered bad popes. That period was actually called the Saculum Obscurum, the Dark Century, or, and I
Mm.
love this name, the Pornocracy. Cool, right?
amazing.
And
That's
that's
great.
true.
Oh,
That's true.
if that's not a
It was
porn
totally
movie, it
known
needs
as
to be.
pornocracy. Or the rule of the harlots was also another name for this period in papal history. So,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was John's family, the Theophylacti, that actually ran the papal office at the time, which is how he got the job at 17.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this just one small group of influential people completely took over the whole religious organization. That's still going on today, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
guess nothing
You
really changes, huh?
Nah, 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 no. But I did particularly like this, even though, like, yes, we know the enemies, wrote his stuff, but I personally feel that this needs to be a documentary, like a series, like a drama series, like Cesare Borgia's series was, because like at first when I watched that, I was like, oh, a scandalo, but I was like. When I read this, I was like, "Ooh, even more escandalo." So I was
Yeah.
like, somebody needs to go ahead and pick this up and make this a whole like drama series, like, y'all, like, get on that like right away. You'll make a lot of
Let's
money.
do all of them. Do the whole pornocracy.
Yeah, let's do the whole
We
porn.
heck,
Yes, and call it.
we could call it the pornocracy.
Yes, call it the
Oh, you
pornocracy.
would get tons of viewers just because of the name.
Yes, yes, I love it. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here first, folks. We're going to be producing the pornocracy, and it is not Thursday. Well, it's Thursday where Emma is, but
Always
oh my
Thursday.
god, it's always somewhere. It's always Thursday, but man, I did love. I did love how, because we talked about like how he would stab people in the back, right? I love how he betrayed the one person that got him straight. I love how he did that.
Yep.
That was the German Emperor Otto, who was kind of like the opposite of him. He was older, he was more mature, he was actually, versed in politics and how to run shit. But John was not. And then John was like, yeah, here's the thing. I don't want to do it your way anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and, just completely circumvent you, try to start wars, and then have to get like, ran back into my particular area because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, history, it really does repeat itself. Um,
Yep.
oh my goodness. But yeah, that is the saga, people, of Pope John the 12th. Please, I encourage you all to read about him, and when you see our series, the pornocracy, let this know you heard it here first. Can we get on board with this? I don't know if we're gonna have to like pull talent, but I think that we can do it. So
Yeah, we'll
people,
probably find some backers for that.